First, dictatorship hinders the development of society as a whole. Dictatorship is the monopolization of overpower by only one person, organization, or group. What I want to emphasize is that dictatorship is possible even in democratic society. The Huxley dictatorship does not appear to be censored by state, nor does it violate individual freedom. However, they form a religious fandom by leading emotional ties to people, political parties, or ideas which agrees with everything a dictator does, overlooks faults, and considers all power on the dictator. Now, before I move on to our second argument, I would like to make a rebuttal about the government's first argument. The government mentioned that dictatorship helps economic growth, but to conclude, it's wrong. According to Adam Shifty, his analysis of data showed no difference in investment rates and economic growth between dictatorship and democracy. It also confirmed that the current emerging dictatorship, such as North Korea, is far from the rest of the world. Secondly, the citizens of the country under dictatorship are usually forced to live and act in accordance to the values of the dictator. And during the process, the dictatorship has the high tendency to lead to the deprivation of human rights, ranging from the freedom of speech to the violation in their economic lives. For example, people in North Korea are not allowed to make any type of negative comments regarding their renowned leader Kim Jong-un, his policy, personality, lifestyle, whatever it may be, as this could lead to them deadly consequence. The human rights in North Korea are violated economically. Thank you.
The theory that dictatorship protects the rights of the citizens as an overall outcome contains numerous errors inside it. History has shown that dictatorship has never reached the goal of improving human rights. For example, the Nazis carried on an enormous genocide project called the Holocaust in order to gain financial advantages during war by confiscating the property of the Jews. The main purpose of dictatorship has never been protecting the rights of people and never will work in this kind of way. The opposition brought up the topic about efficiency. Yes, political system works much faster and way more efficiently under the control of dictatorship compared to one of a democratic government. But that is not what policy exists for. Legislating a law and enforcing a policy is the matter of making the best decision under enough debate and argument, not about speed and efficiency. Last but not least, dictatorship should not be allowed because the political system of the whole country collapses when the reign of the dictator is over. On the odd chance that a dictator decides to relinquish the power voluntarily, the power vacuum the situation would create could be enough to destroy the government entirely. This outcome is even more possible if the leader passes away without a succession plan in place. This case seems quite rare in modern society because democracy is now considered as the most ideal political system. The important fact we focus here is that dictatorship falls into total chaos when the leader is removed.
There have been two main clashes in this debate. The first clash was about whether we should choose a temporary but excessive economic development over a long-term development of the society. The government maintained that the excessive development plan could accomplish an achievement, such as the dramatic growth of a company, that will later contribute to the stabilization of the society in the future, despite the fact that it might lead the society to a downfall. However, what the government has mistaken is that this idea speaks on the premise that the dramatic short-term development plan is much more efficient than the long-term one by far. In truth, however, the degree of the economic development that could be achieved through an excessive short-term development plan is realistically no different from the one achieved by a long-term one, which we proved by presenting a study carried out by Adam Savosky. The second clash regarding the human rights was about whether it is acceptable for a dictator to temporarily deprive people of their rights in order to ultimately guarantee the human rights of the citizens in the future. As an example, the government side talked about how Hitler started the World War II with the intention of ultimately guaranteeing the rights of his people by regaining the power that the country had primarily had. To accomplish this dream, Hitler committed a genocide, Holocaust, which was clearly an action of showing no respect to human rights. As such, the example suggested by the government was inappropriate and that it digressed from the key points that we were trying to talk about in this second clash. Moreover, all of the arguments that were made by the government go against the basic principles of the human rights, which the second and the third speaker of opposition proved with detailed evidence. Thank you.